Hello, everybody. Welcome to 21 Million. Today, we are going to highlight a couple things to shut up the bears because I am sick of them. They are bothering me now because I don't see, looking at history, looking at the past and the market cycles where we see this going that much lower or lower at all. Okay? So today we're going to take a look at the monthly close. All right? But first, I want to take a look at, let's look at the market. So real quick, market cap's over $1 trillion, super bearish. $46 billion volume. It's down a little bit from last week. Bitcoin dominance at 42%. ETH dominance 18.5%. They've been pretty much about that now for a couple weeks. Bitcoin's at $23,000, back over. Ethereum's at $1,590. BNB's at $312. XRP's at 40 cents. A lot of rumors that this SEC case is finally going to come to an end. Cardano's at 39 cents. Doge at 9 cents. And number 10, we have Polygon up 12% in 7 days, 11.61% in the last 7 days. So let's get down to business. So the monthly close, before we go any further, also take a minute, subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the like. Leave me a comment and tell me how wrong you think I am. I want to hear from the bears today. I want to hear them because they're pissing me off, to be honest. Let's look at the charts now. That's why everybody's here. Okay. So the monthly candle closes in 3.5 hours. So we're looking at, like always, the halvenings are marked off. So we're, and I have it set for the beginning of April is the halvening. Okay? So one thing that I notice So I use Market Cipher, and the link is in my down below. If you guys want to take a look at Market Cipher, it's definitely worth it. So right here we have a couple bullish signals on Market Cipher B. Okay, so firstly, we have a green momentum dot. Okay, in the bear markets, green momentum dots signify upwards movement. Okay, and keep in mind, this is a COVID crash, but upwards movement. So right after the crash, we got another green dot right here. I don't know if you can see it. And from there, we continued up. Like every signal from COVID, afterwards, they came right back with the weekly blue triangle, same thing, and we continued upward. Okay? So we have a green dot here, and would signify that the momentum's starting to change. Also, we have the VWAP is starting to cut in. Okay? VWAP cuts in. We start to move up. Okay? This is on the monthly candles. So could we see, I think we're going to see upwards action in February. It would make sense. Now let's also take a look at the Heikin Ashi candles, which run off of an average. Okay? So same thing. Down below on the monthly, green dot, and we start to see those white candles go up. This is COVID. Don't forget. Green dot comes back, and we move back up. Okay, green dot, we're going to see upwards action. Now, I want to go back. We're going to go down a little bit. We're going to go step by step, 3 week. Okay, now we have the 3 week chart, which gets even more interesting. Okay, 3 week chart, we have a green dot on the 3 week, which from a big green dot rather. There's two green dots. There's a big green dot on the bottom, which signifies a bottom. And then we have a small green dot, which signifies a change in momentum. Okay, on the 3 week chart, we've never had a big green dot. This is the first time. And if I had a guess, that had to do, this is August of 2022. Okay. It was in November that we had the crash from FTX. So there was the first ever 3 week green dot, which signifies a bottom, and that puts us around $21,000. That's when it was signaled, which is actually a little bit less than where we are now. And in the grand scheme of things, it's okay to get in now. I mean, it's close. All right, let's take another step down. Let's go to the 2 week, and look what we have. Another big green dot signifying a bottom. Okay, and the momentum was changing, but don't forget FTX happened, which kind of changed things. Obviously, Ponzi scheme. Okay, and you can see the momentum starting to cut up. Price starts to cut up. Okay, so now let's look at the weekly chart. We're going to go step by step down. I want to see where this is bearish. So like I said, I did this on Sunday, and I show every day the blue triangles over here. We're going to start to move up. And we also have a green dot, which printed back probably July, okay, would signify a bottom, okay? And then over here is November, this is the crash from FTX, which, if you really think about it, the crash from FTX brought us down, 25%, okay? And now we're recovering. Now this is the recovery, and we're back up. Right about where it was calling off the bottom. Okay? Now let's go down a little bit more. Let's skip down a little bit. Let's go down to the daily. So the daily, we are in in the money. Okay, we're in the money. Money is coming in to Bitcoin. Momentum is up. Okay, we haven't had this significantly like this in a long time. Okay, we haven't had this level of money in since the top of the bull market. This is the last time we had this type of money come in. And that's why I think that this bull run that we see is going to be one of the biggest that we've had. I think we're going to go over 200,000. Bitcoin's going to go up a significant amount. It's going to make up for last time, the last bull run, which was dampened because of COVID, obviously. Hold on, I want to take a look at the 4-hour chart too. Second, guys. All right, back to trading view. All right. So here, this is the only bearish thing that I've seen. And I think we're on the 4-hour chart. Obviously, inside of the weeks and days, we're going to have movement. Okay? So 2 things. So I know the CME gap is somewhere. Let's take a look, actually. Let's not guess. The gap on CME on the daily is right here. It's about 20,000. It closed at 20,000, almost 20,000 even. Okay, so let's go back to the 4-hour chart. So 20,000 even would put us right about here. $20,000 even right here. Okay? So I think that this is the lowest we see. I don't think we go below this. 20,000 is the number. If it is going to break down, and I think we're not spending a weekend there. We're not spending a weekend or a week or 2 weeks around 20,000. This is a wick. It's going down. We're filling that CME gap, and we're moving on. Overall, come May, you're going to look back and say, oh, man, I should have bought at 20,000. I can't believe it. Or I should have bought at 23,000. And in the grand scheme of things, if you get in at 23 or 23 and a half, or if you get in at 21 and a half, or you get in at 24, it's not going to matter if Bitcoin goes to $100,000, $200,000. You're going to be happy just to be in. So like I said, the only bearish thing I see is on the 4-hour. I see that it could break down. We could see something like this. It could go up. It could go back into the channel. It could. It could go up, hit here, and then start to trend down and find support. And it could find support here. It doesn't have to fill the gap. It just seems like it's possible. It's possible to fill the gap. It doesn't have to. You know, it can, but it doesn't have to. All right, let's take a look. Something that I saw, actually, that I found interesting, that I'm in crypto for a long time. And I guess every time I look at the fear and greed index, I'm always looking at it when I think the price is high or if I think the price is low. And I want to see, you know, obviously, when people are fearful, you want to buy. When people are greedy, you want to sell. So, with that being said, this is the first time I ever saw it's neutral. It's at 51. It's starting to turn over. It was extreme fear for quite some time. Last month was just fear in January, and it was one of the biggest Januaries since 2013. So to see it switch over to neutral, it's definitely interesting. You're going to see that start to come over, obviously, because I'm super bullish on Bitcoin right now. All right, let's take a look. So let's go through the news quick. And guys, make sure to take a moment, just like my channel. Please like and subscribe, and check out the links that I have down below. China's central bank expands digital currency to 17 more provinces. The People's Bank of China will continue to expand the pilot program for its central bank digital currency, the CBDC, and after introducing the currency in 17 provinces, the Financial Association stated that the central bank would focus on creating a system that lets consumers scan with one code. Talk about scary, because I mean, every day I say that the CBDCs are their way to, just have more control. And if there was ever a country that won't, has full control and wants more control, that would definitely be China. But as a world currency, I don't see that happening. They're too. They're going to manipulate it. It's not going to be true. I mean, not to say that if the United States made their own CBDC, they wouldn't manipulate it, but China is not known to being the most trustworthy country. So, all right. So, on Motley Fool, top crypto stock with 100% upside. 100% upside, they say. Coinbase will gain market share during the crypto market and market downturn. Since its founding in 2012, Coinbase has emphasized safety and security above all else. This goes a long way in it being one of the most trusted platforms in the space. Palmer also points to how Coinbase, as a U.S.-listed public company, must go through financial audit. This leaves little room to hide shenanigans. So I said this actually when it came out, and I think it listed it. Originally, it was listed at over $200, I think originally, or $300. During the bull market, it came out. I think it came out almost near peak time. I'm going to take a quick look so I don't sound stupid, any more stupid than I normally sound. So Coinbase came out, and it listed, over $400 actually. It came out of $430. Wow. It's down to $58 right now, $58.58. So, and I had said, the earnings, when they released their earnings in the bear market, it's gonna be down because they have less people using their platform, less fees collected, less earnings. So in the bear markets, I feel like they're always gonna not do well. I think they're gonna pretty much, Coinbase's stock is going to fluctuate with Bitcoin, with the Bitcoin market, unless they figure out a way to earn more money during bear markets, in my opinion. So if there was a stock, I mean, I tell everyone to take their money off of exchanges, so to invest in an exchange. But I guess they make a good point that they're going through audits through the government. But, I mean, who trusts them, right? Who trusts them? So let's look. I got a couple more things I want to go over. So let's take a look at this. And I got a funny story, actually. So first mover, Celsius Network accused of running a Ponzi scheme. So bankrupt crypto lender Celsius Network used new customer funds to pay for other customers' withdrawals. The definition of a Ponzi scheme. So it is. And I got to be honest with you, how close I was to being involved in this. So originally I'm from New York, if you can't tell from my accent. And I had Nexo. I was using Nexo wallet. And New York is super strict, obviously. And they pretty much kicked Nexo out. And they don't really allow any exchanges on the platform. In the state, rather. So after Nexo got kicked out, and I was doing well with Nexo. It was fantastic. And I thought it made sense. You know, if I put my money into an account and they lend out my money for 10%, and then they pay me 6%, that makes sense because then they can keep 4%, let's just say. You know, it's almost like how a bank works. You leave your money in the bank, they lend out your money, they collect interest, and then they pay you interest. I mean, it made sense to me. So when Nexo got kicked out, I was right away frantically looking because I was like, and they were paying USDC 10%, which was great. I had just gotten out of, crypto. I sold my positions. So I wanted that free money. And I tried to sign up with Celsius, and New York, I wasn't allowed because of my address, which I really can't stand New York, but it was a blessing that I didn't get caught up in that. I got pretty lucky. So one more thing I want to go over real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. So the Ripple SEC case update as of January 30th, whatever. They keep on updating us. It's going nowhere. It is worth noting that the outcome of this case will not impact Ripple XRP, but it will set a precedent for cryptocurrency industry as a whole. So I'm very curious how this ends. If Ripple and the government come out, holding hands, that everything worked out great, and Ripple's like in the loop, and if the SEC comes walking out and then says, who's next? And they just crush another coin, and drag them through the mud for 2 years. This has happened to, do they start accusing all of them for being security? Do they crush the whole market in one foul swoop? Do they do one at a time? Does Ripple win and it sets the precedent for everyone else that they're allowed to, do ICOs, that they're not a security? I'm very curious how this works out. And with that being said, guys, just like I said, just take a second, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Be careful out there.